What is going on, everyone? I am Steve, hashtag Team No Sleeves from Burke Family 54 Comics. Welcome to another Thursday night chat. I'm excited to hang out with some of my friends and a special guest. Before we do that, though, let's hit that intro. All right, I want to go ahead and start bringing in some of my panel members. First up, we got Adrian Pandawson316. What up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is going to be huge. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. We got some stuff coming up.
All right. He's excited. Next up, we got Robert Flash6792. What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? Long time. Been a long time since I've been on the channel.
It has been.
Excited. Yeah.
It's been too long.
I'm excited for tonight. That's for sure.
Heck yeah. Next up, we got Mark from Legion of Comics. Mark, what up, dude? Oh, you are muted.
I was told that this is the place for Ranger fans to be tonight, so I am pumped to be here.
Yes, I'm excited to have you on. And last, certainly not least, our special guest, comic book writer, Frank GOGOL. What's up, man? How are you doing?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Book Food Chain. No, I'm just kidding.
Shameless plug.
I hear that show's okay. No, I'm all right. I'm happy to be here. Just got off work. I work a day job. It sucks. But here we are. I'm just like you guys. I'm just like you.
Dude, we were just talking off air about that amazing Power Rangers collection you got behind you. That is goals, dude. That's tight.
You know,
Sentai number 2.
When I first started writing comics, I got a lot of professional advice from people saying, like, don't lean too hard into fandoms, like what you're passionate about, because like editors don't want to see that. Well, that's bullshit. And I apologize if I can't swear.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I'm not going.
I didn't really apologize anyway. It's fine. But happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. It's nice to be on somebody else's show for a change.
Yeah, because you guys just started your own YouTube channel, Comic Book Food Chain, a couple weeks ago, and you guys went from 0 to like 800 subscribers in like 3 weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been wild. I'm glad people are digging it. It's we try to do something a little different, and it seems to be catching. Though people didn't like our Snyder Cut conversation very much. That was a suicide mission. That's the second time I've used that phrase tonight.
Well, I will say this. We have some hardcore DC fans in here, myself and Mark from Legion of Comics. We loved it, but we weren't thinking about it from the same point of view that you were as a writer, as a creator. And it's always nice to hear your thoughts on it. And that was pretty cool to hear that. So.
Yeah, you know, it's hard. Like, I watch a lot of movies, I watch a lot of TV shows, and I watch them with my wife, who's pretty bright and gets like a lot of story stuff, even though she's not a writer. But like, I can't turn it off anymore. Like, I used to be able to just watch Transformers and have a good time, even though it's a terrible movie. Like, enjoy the explosions. Now I can't. Like, it's very hard for me to watch anything like that's kind of, for lack of a better way, like put too dumb, or else like my brain starts to like really start to pick it apart. I did like Justice League. Like, I kept trying to say that in the feed. Like, I liked it, but here are the things that were wrong. Like, you can like something and it can have issues, right? Like, yeah, that's like, it's like a marriage. Usually the issues are with me, not from me, though. Like, I am usually the issue.
Interesting. That is not something I thought I'd hear. Just like that one time I was watching Mark's channel where he said, if things go according to plan, my dad's going to die before me.
The plan's been a long time in the works. I have a huge inheritance I'm looking forward to.
Okay, let's talk.
Oh,
I'll sell spoilers. I'm not above it.
No, it's not cash. My dad's been collecting hardcore comic collecting since 1962 nonstop. He's why I'm a collector. So I'm looking forward to not him being gone, but I'll have a lot to remember him by, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean,
that was awkward.
Yeah. So what's up?
I'm going to go through the chat really quick, say hi to everyone, and then we always show off what comic books we grabbed this week. Carlito was the first one in here. Carlito, what's up? He just started watching Titans. Panda did as well. That's an amazing show. Season 2 is even better than season 1. And season one is great. Dan Eckery, huge Power Rangers fan. What's up, dude? Isaiah, hello. How's it going, man? Chris, who was the winner of the Burke Fam Burke Box last week. What's up, dude? How's it going? The Comics Lounge. What's up, man? Luke Henderson. Hello. Go. Yes. Jack. What's up, dude? How's it going, man? RJ. What's up? Morphin Time Dragonzord puts on green football helmet. Yes. There you go. The Green Ranger is my favorite, though I respect Frank and Robert's favorite of being the Red Ranger. I respect that a bit. Flash is here. Panda's here. Jonathan is here. Contest Comics, hello. We're almost done here. Martian Manhunter, what's up? Kenneth Bird, what it do? Remy Q, what's up, man? Ryan, what's up, man? We missed you. Hopefully you can get on here pretty soon. If not, no worries. Yeah, that was crazy. I did not expect that news today, to be completely honest. I don't think anyone expected that news today, really. What do you think about that, Frank?
I mean, I'm surprised it took this long, but I didn't think it was coming, but it seemed like obvious when it happened.
Okay. All right. I didn't expect it at all, honestly.
I have not finished formulating my opinions about it. I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach because it could be really good or it could be really bad. I'm waiting to see.
Okay. All right. Because that's a good way to think about it. I do know that you like Marvel because when I saw your poll, which we'll see here soon, I assume you have some indies, obviously, and I didn't see any DC, but I did see some Marvel. So I do know you like Marvel. So
yeah. So my poll is I pull two ways. I pull some physical books. I got really limited space and like I can only collect physically like the stuff I really love, and then I read a lot on Comixology. So like. Sure. It's a good mix. I do read a lot. I read mostly Marvel. I read a lot of indies and a little bit of DC. Superman Action Comics are really awesome right now. Philip is off to an awesome start.
Big time.
Yeah.
Nice. What's up, DJ Links? How's it going? Wheelchair Superhero 87. He's the same age as me, Frank, and Mark. So what's up? All right, we're going to go ahead and start showing off what books we grabbed this week, and I'm going to go first. I was able to pull this out of the comic book box over there, and because I remember someone sent this to me. It was either Robert or it was Mike B. Power Rangers #1. I pulled it out just to take a look at it. Love that book. It's low grade, but low grade is better than no grade. All right, anyways, I'm going to show off what books I grabbed this week. Small, light week for me. I love these covers, and this is probably the best one, even though they're all the same. I think Panda's not on screen here, but I think Panda would agree with me. I feel like this one looked the best of all of the TMNT best of. Yeah, he's a big Mikey fan. Yeah, I think that looked great. Power Rangers #5. I got the regular cover, which I just found out that they started doing like secret covers for it. I didn't even know that until someone put it on Twitter. So I'll have to look and see if my LCS has a secret variant for it. But Power Rangers #5, which we'll talk about first. I got two covers for this one. I love this cover. Red X is on the cover. Teen Titans Academy #1. Epic read. And then I got the regular cover as well. He's on the cover there too, but some other new heroes. And then I really, really enjoyed this story, even though it was like super weird. It was like Superman on top, Batman on the bottom. This is Batman Superman #16.
That was so good.
I really enjoyed it. The amalgam of Bane, Alfred,
yeah.
Epic. Panda, you ready to show off what books you got?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I got one of the indies. I got Stray Dogs. I ended up getting the B cover, like that cover a little bit more of a movie homage. I got another indie. I got Boom Studios' Once and Future. This has been an excellent read. I have not gotten to read this issue yet, but I'm excited for it. Teen Titans Academy. Got that one. Got the A cover. Couldn't find the B cover, so I just got the A cover. And then I also got that Future State book that came out.
Ooh.
Not really sure what this one's about, but it's got Red X on it. So, I speculate pretty hard on who Red X is, and I'm pretty hard into that character. So
It's the two
Got that.
Teen Titan issues from Future State just collected together. So if you miss those during Future State, that's the Teen Titan stories from it.
Okay, awesome. Well, now I don't have to get those issues then. Awesome.
Exactly.
So I got Power Rangers #5. Got that A cover. Got that Aliens or Alien. And I got that one per store sketch variant cover. So I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, of course, I had to get, oh, yes, Michelangelo, my boy. You know it. So,
Cowabunga, dude.
Is he your favorite?
what's that?
I said, is he your favorite?
I don't know.
Nice pull. Robert, you get any books this week?
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's see what you got.
So, my shop last week, I believe this came out. I didn't get it, so I was able to go to a second shop because I was actually looking for the Teen Titans Academy, and both the stores didn't have it, so I wasn't able to pick that up this week. So I missed out on that. But I was able to pick up Radiant Black #2, so I grabbed that. And then at my regular shop I go to, I got Michelangelo. Had to get this one. Now we got all 4. And then I got Power Rangers #5, the A cover. Plus, I also had to get the sketch cup variant.
Nice.
And the legacy numbering.
Oh, dude, you went all out.
Yeah, I like the legacy numbering. I like the continuation that they're doing.
I like it as well. I do like it as well, even though it's like completely separate. I do like that. We can talk about this later, but I like that finally we have the Omega Rangers in their own book and the Mighty Morphin team in their own book. It's way less confusing and like, yeah. Mark, are you ready to show off the books you got?
Sure.
And then we'll go to Frank.
Got White Knight, Harley Quinn, the final issue of that Blackluster series.
Volume 1 and Volume 2 were good.
Yeah, they were, but Sean Murphy's not writing this one. Katana Collins is. And it's just not anywhere on the scope or scale of the other two. It's not bad. It's just you expect great things, and it's just a standard story. But anyways, Action number 1029, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That was 2 strong issues right there. Tech 34, which I just started reading right before this in the couple minutes I had. The artwork is fantastic. So far, the read of the week, Batman, Superman, absolutely amazing. Everything about it was good. And then that Teen Titans Academy, that cover A, because I'm just kind of old school with it. I just stick with cover A's for the most part. And then as normal, I have to go tomorrow to pick up the rest of my stuff that releases on Wednesday, a day late. But I got the Best of Mikey, Maestro, the Carnage, Gleason cover, and Power Rangers to pick up, and then whatever else I find.
Nice. Frank, you got your books ready with you?
Yeah. I was ready.
Let's see what you got.
So I don't get to go out to my shop every week, even though it's like 3 blocks from my house. It's just that's life. So I actually picked up a much fatter stack than I usually do. And Mikey isn't it, so I'm going to mess this trend up. No Mikey for me. I did buy those issues all when they were released. I have the singles for what's collected in that, so I guess that kind of counts. But in no particular order, we got Iron Fist, Heart of the Dragon #1, David Aja cover. Anything David Aja touches, I will buy, and I'll sell whatever organs I need to buy it. Firepower #9. Yeah, 9.
I love Firepower.
Book has been really great. It's scratching itch that I didn't know I had. X-Men 18. Anything Hickman does, I'll read. Couple of issues of Captain Marvel. These aren't from me. They're my wife's. I've got very lucky. I have a wife who is both beautiful and reads comics, so it's a win. A couple issues of Black Panther. Huge Black Panther fan. He's right up there with Iron Fist for me. And then let me see if I can do this. Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And then Radiant Black 2 from my boy Kyle. Yeah, from my boy Kyle.
That was a really good book.
That was so good. And I had to wait. Like I've told this story 1,000 times. But me and Jack, we interviewed Kyle. It didn't get posted, but we did interview him, and we got to read Radiant Black 1 in like September. And so I finally got to read issue 2 like 7 months later. I was really looking forward to it, and it did not disappoint whatsoever.
I got lucky in that Kyle sent me both of them at the same time. So I read these back in, I want to say November or December. And I've read some of number 3. Number 3 is going to break a lot of hearts. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. It's speculation now. All right. We're going to start with Power Rangers number 5. Ryan Parrott, Francesco Mortarino. Pretty good stuff here. Honestly, I was talking with my friends about it, and I think when I said like Mighty Morphin number 5 was amazing to finally get that whole backstory on the Green Ranger, I felt like Power Rangers number 5 was equally as good. It's, in my opinion, probably the best of this series since issue 1, or like the strongest, I should say. I put it like 1, 5, 2, and then 3 and 4. If I had to put it in like how strong the book was. And the cover is kind of a spoiler cover. What did you guys think of the book?
I dug it. I loved it the first time I read it. I loved it today when I read it again. It's awesome. It's that dream Power Rangers book, right? It's in continuity. It's the original Rangers, and it's dealing with things outside of the Mighty Morphin kind of iconography, right? You got. Are we talking spoilers right now? Like,
yeah. Oh, 100%. This is a spoiler review show.
Right. So you've got Astronomer, you've got Ecliptor, you've got Onyx, and all the assorted shitty people who go there. You've got SPD on Onyx, which is kind of a new twist there. It expands and contracts the universe in a really cool way. Like you have all these elements getting thrown into the pot, kind of widening the scope of Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, but also kind of narrowing the space between things like SPD and Mighty Morphin. That's like a sweet spot for me because I like putty fights, I like Megazord battles, but I'd like to see some other things, and this is really scratching an itch there.
Yeah, and I really like the old spaghetti western feel to it that they had, and it just brought me back to a lot of the movies I used to watch with my grandfather. A lot of the Good, Bad, and Ugly, a lot of those old Clint Eastwood movies, John Wayne movies. And so I really liked it. And I liked how they had the card player in there, shicing them from what they were trying to do and stuff like that. And of course, that card player always gets revealed as he was the one cheating the whole time.
Right.
I mean, it happens in every Western that you see. But it gave me those feels back when I was like hanging out with my grandfather, watching those movies with him. So I love this issue. This issue brought me back to a lot of good times in my life. So it was really cool to incorporate that. I mean, it's not something that everybody feels, but it was special for me. So,
Mark,
it's been a second since I read this one. This is where they give us the backstory on the Imperial, right?
We do get
I'm surprised that didn't get mentioned first, because I was going to say this issue, for me, writing-wise, the strongest was easily the second issue out of all 5 of them, because of the way they played that issue like an Alien movie pretty much. But this one had so many moments where you just want to slap the page. Like, you just get excited. You get hyped with all the character reveals they do. And then the mythos that they added, like they made the mythos so much bigger in just a couple of short pages when they start breaking down what the Imperial were. And I thought that was awesome, because I've kind of been sitting on the edge of my seat each issue trying to see what we're going to get with that, just been waiting. And that was really cool how they kind of introduced the concept of what they were, being like the equal opposite and everything. It kind of gave them a lot more, it makes them a lot more dangerous even than not knowing what they are. Now that we got an answer that's so kind of such a large in scale, they seem even more dangerous.
Robert, what do you think?
I really enjoyed it. Again, the Western part was pretty good. I more got the Back to the Future 3 vibe of Westerns. But it was good. With him going back to Onyx, it brought back to the Power Ranger in Space episode where Andros actually went to Onyx. And I started rethinking about that episode, and just kind of, it was good. It's good that they're throwing back into the in space, even though that technically, I guess, wouldn't have happened yet, but it's nice.
I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. Like I said, it was one of my favorite reads so far. I did love the Western stuff at the beginning. We get that, that origin, I should say, of the Imperials, which sounds like there's at least 3 of them, because there are We have the red, the yellow, and the blue emissaries, which no one has seen the yellow one in a long time. I'm really interested to see.
No one has.
What's that?
No one has.
I'm interested to see.
I don't know what happened to it. I want to. I ask every day. But there is a cover for a certain Phantom Ranger related book that has Imperials on it. That might clue you in a little more. Just throw that out there. It might be the B cover.
So if people don't know,
Might be.
Frank GOGOL is writing a Power Rangers book coming out, right?
Is he?
Is he? Is he?
Yeah. I don't know if you can't see him, but like just over this, yeah, right there is a little Phantom Ranger figure next to my Zeo Megazord. That was my gift to myself for a good job.
I love it.
Nice.
And that's coming out in June. I don't have the stuff, the images in front of me. Let me see if I can find them really quick. You were talking about them the other night on the Comic Book Food Chain channel that you guys just started.
They are pinned on my Twitter. If you bring that up, you can open them right there at the top, I think. But yeah, it's a one shot in the Power Rangers Unlimited series, like the Astronomal one that's coming out next week. So it's a 40-page one shot. It is a Phantom Ranger centric story, and it is. I can't even say almost anything more than that without ruining it. So there's the solicit copy on that really cool graphic I made. Did a pretty good job matching the Power Rangers font too. I was very proud of that.
So is this going to be how many of these are they going to do? These Power Ranger Unlimited one shots?
As far as I know, these are the only two. I'm not looped into everything. I'm not that special or cool. I do know that the collection for this series is already solicited. For the first two issues is one trade paperback. It's coming out in November. I just saw that yesterday. So there might be more coming. There might be more happening that I don't know about. If sales are really good, they may do more. Like it's all. I don't have an answer for you. I do know that the Astronomal one they just announced today went to a second printing, so that's a good sign. So if you guys like these things, keep buying them, and there will possibly be more of them.
So is this covered by Dan Mora?
Yeah, this is the Dan Mora cover. It is. The covers are really cool. I didn't see any of them ahead of the announcement because I thought the announcement was coming this week. So Boom kind of pulled one on me on Friday, and I woke up and this was announced, and I was like, got to catch up. But each of the covers has kind of hints and kind of red herrings for what's in the story, which has got like really cool discussions happening about like what the book is about. I won't confirm or deny any of the details, but there are some theories that are kind of close to what the story is about, and some that are like way out there, and like I don't know where people are figuring these things out from. It's cool. I don't know if you guys saw this. I know Steve, you did, but somebody said that they had read the book and and tried to tell me that I should read it, and that was funny.
That was fun. I saw you posted it on your Twitter, and these are some of the other covers as well, right?
Yeah. So we got the Unity cover. Yeah. So you got three emissaries and 3 Imperials there. If you look closely at the Rangers, they're all the emissaries, not the actual Rangers. And then if you look closely at the color scheme, you can see that there's like an opposite color Imperial for each primary color Ranger. So there's red and purple and green and blue and yellow and orange. So you got like the 6 colors on the color wheel, but like each one's got an opposite. Thought that was pretty cool.
I love it. I love it. And that Derek Chew cover.
Oh man, I was just about to say.
Holy
That
cow!
Chew cover is amazing.
Yeah, I have plans to order about 200 copies of the A cover so I can have a few of those. Like they're gorgeous.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And that 125.
The Master Bio cover is good too.
Yeah, that's the Vincenzo Riccardi. He did a twin cover for the Astronomal one with Astronom on it. Mm-hmm. Sort of the same. I don't know if you could call that stained glass, but like the same style. The Yoon cover is a connecting cover too with the B cover from the Astronomer series. So like, there's a lot of cool stuff going on with these covers.
This is interesting. I have so many questions. So many questions, and I don't
have answers, and I can't give them to you.
I was gonna say because it looks like we're getting some astronomer stuff here in the Power Rangers book and the new book, possibly your book. We're getting all sorts of stuff, all interlinking and connecting. There's got to be an overall story somehow. Overall, I don't know. I don't know.
I will point out that this sort of period of Power Rangers comics is called Power Rangers Unlimited for a reason, and you're starting to kind of get hints of why they're calling it that.
Sure, because we're starting to get SPD like in that book. We're getting Ecliptor, which we got Eclipta in the Draken New Dawn series, which I thought was spectacular.
Fantastic.
I didn't like the ending very much, but overall, I thought it was really, really good.
Since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed that the character design of Ecliptor. It reminds me of those, Lamborghini Gallardo ones that are in stripe with that green. Oh man, I always think those look so sharp when they're done that way, and so I always like that character design of Ecliptor. So
how do you guys feel about Ecliptor's mouth moving in the comic? Like, I don't care one way or the other, but some people are mad. His mouth was
people find something.
Oh yeah,
all the time. So it's a comic book,
right?
This sword is sweet though,
dude. That's a buster blade, man.
Yeah, he went Final Fantasy on them.
So when I got this job doing the Phantom Ranger story, one of the first things they did was they gave me everything. They gave me all the PDFs for all the stuff that was happening, scripts, like everything I needed to catch me up. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm already caught up. But I hadn't seen any of the Heir to Darkness stuff because it at the time wasn't announced. It got announced in December. So this was about a month before. And then I saw that design and I was like, no, that was probably the best moment of doing anything with Power Rangers books, was seeing that design. Like, even better than seeing the stuff for my books. Like, that's just such a cool design. Simone is an incredible artist. And like seeing how much he's leveled up from New Dawn to Heir to Darkness to Edge of Darkness. Like, I mean, he's on track to be the next Dan Mora, like, if you ask me.
Dan Mora, holy cow. He went from GOGOL Power Rangers, which he killed it. That run is still amazing. Now they're designing suits for Future State and being on Batman now. I mean, that's huge.
Dude, have y'all read Detective yet?
No.
Yeah.
I've looked at it. It's beautiful.
Just look at this one. Look at that Batman's entrance. Look at that.
Look at it. Look at it.
That blew me away when I got to that. That's where I stopped. And I'm like, okay, I gotta quit. I don't have time to finish this book right now.
And Dan Mora, I understand, he was the designer of the new Green Ranger's suit. Like, he was the one who came up with it. Mm-hmm. And recently, I just saw that he put out there, I think he put it out there, or someone else did, that he was like the designer of possibly Matt becoming a Silver Ranger. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, we put it in the chat.
Yeah, we put it in the Power Rangers chat. That's right. I think he put it on Twitter. I think he did, because at some point he was going to become a Ranger at some point. He did a sketch for that. But Frank, what do you think about Matt being the Green Ranger?
I'm cool with it. Like, I don't have any strong opinion about it one way or the other. I mean, I was trying to think about like the honest answer. Like, I like the idea, like, because of the way they're approaching it. Like, I like the idea of Kimberly's, ex taking on Tommy's mantle. Like, there's a lot of drama in that. Like, as a storyteller, that's a gold mine, right? Like, I like that. That's what I want to be working with. If someday they give me the book, like, I want that in the repertoire. I also like that, Matt he's a good guy who like really wants to do the right thing. And it's a different take, right? He, from pretty much being out the gate, is publicly known who he is. Like, and that is the opposite of what Power Rangers is, right? It's keep your identity secret, don't escalate the battles. Matt escalates battles if he has to. He but not in an aggressive way. And he, has revealed his identity to the public. Like, I can see that playing out really coolly in the issues to come. Like, obviously whatever plot's going on will be resolved sooner or later, and then they're going to probably get back to normal when the next problem rolls around. And then Matt's going to be the Green Ranger and everyone's going to know it. And the other Rangers are going to see that in like real time and like kind of look at the life that they never get to have. that's cool.
I think we talked about it last time. It was 2 weeks ago, I think. Was that we all agreed that Matt is really like the only one. I think it was Ryan that said this. It was like Matt is the only one who's really earned becoming a Power Ranger. And like it was you, Mark. You said it. Okay. Well, why don't you tell us what you think about Matt becoming the new Green Ranger?
I think it was an awesome move. Like he just mentioned, I mentioned how he's the only one that's earned it. Everyone else just kind of got nominated for simply being teenagers with attitudes. This guy's actually proved his merit without any help, with actually people pushing against him, and he's stayed true to his values and true to who he is through the whole thing. And they really even showcased that in that last issue to the 10th degree, how just absolutely awesome, like you said, how much of a good person he is. And this sounds horrible, but I hope to God they build him up just to kill him off. Like, I love him to death, but if you're going to make this book really count and really actually have like any kind of danger to it, you have to kill somebody. You cannot kill your OG cast. You can't touch Trini. We already know that. I mean, that's hollowed ground you can't walk on. But if you can create a new character, make the fans fall in love with him for all the right reasons, and kill him off in any type of way, you just gave this book so much more depth and meaning than it had to begin with. And I hope they go that route with it. I hope that Matt goes out in a blaze of glory and really puts weight into this book for the readers that have stuck in with it for so long. I hope we can mourn him. It sounds dark, but you know what I mean? There's a good story to be written with that.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
As he says.
That was unintentional.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh man.
You just need to write spoiler on the bottom of your drink.
I'm not writing the book. Ryan is, obviously, and I've gotten to see a little bit of the plans moving forward. And Matt, like you said, Matt has earned it. He's been part of the cast since the inception of GOGOL. He's been around for about 4 years. Like, I mean, you guys are 100% right that there was no one else. And I think I might be misquoting Ryan on this, but he was on Boom Room on Ranger Danger the other day, and he said that originally he never wanted to make Matt a Ranger. Like, that was he wanted somebody who was not a Ranger point of view in the book. And then the Green Ranger 2 idea came around, and like it had to be Matt. There was no one else it could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think I listened to that one, and he said that he has all these ideas for all these characters, and he said he would rather be the one to make him the Green Ranger since he was the one who created him. He wanted to make sure at some point Matt was going to become a Ranger, whether people like it or not. He wanted to make sure he was the one who did that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Can we expect any? I mean, like I'm sure you probably can't speak on this, but I think it was issue 55. Good Lord, how awesome that issue was! But in the background, in Grace's lab, when she was talking about candidates for the Green Ranger, we have the VR troopers up on the screen. I caught that like immediately.
Yep.
And can we expect any more cool like potential crossovers? Because like back in when Marvel had these characters when I was a kid, I still have the books with like the VR troopers and stuff and the little minor crossovers. Like we've had TMNT, we've had the Justice League. Can we expect any more crossovers from other Saturday morning cartoon shows?
Not that I know of. Like, I mean, even if I did, I couldn't say. But I can say that I don't know. I will point out that one of the other candidates was Ryan Steele, who went on to be the Titanium Ranger, and and then like a lot. I think one of the other candidates was Ryan's wife. I might be misremembering that, but like,
yeah, I remember.
It was just like a way to fill out the board, so I wouldn't think too much into it.
I'm going to think too much into it, whether you tell me to or not. That's what I do. That's where I find my pleasure.
I'm all about more crossovers. I would love to see another Ninja Turtles crossover.
Yes.
I would love to write it. I don't know if you can see them. They're on the other side of my head. We got my little black and white Ninja Turtles over there.
Oh, nice.
So I just have all my goals behind me. Beast Wars is over there.
Me personally, I would want to see a Beetleborgs crossover with it.
Have Flabber show up dressed like Elvis.
Man, just have Jay Leno show up. That's it.
Same thing.
I think like from a practical standpoint, I wouldn't count on any of it just because those aren't part of the Power Rangers brand, and that's what Hasbro bought. Yeah. So they probably don't. Saban probably has to license those out still. Not saying it's impossible, but I wouldn't count on it. Not to be a downer.
That's the case, Master Rider.
I'm surprised he hasn't shown up already.
Yeah, me too.
Interesting.
He does show up for the first time in season 3, so they wouldn't have gotten there yet.
Yeah, because that's like where in the show that's where Alpha's from, like at least in the American version.
Yeah.
That's
And then I know they had the Marvel one shot with Masked Rider and Power Rangers as well.
Yeah. Only time will tell. Keep buying the books. Buy lots of the books. And
I mean, we already do that.
We're
doing our
money.
part.
Give them money, and they'll make people write them for them. And maybe it'll be me.
Well, there we go. I think we're going to spend like the next 15 minutes or so. We're going to do a little Q&A session here with Frank, if you guys don't mind. And then we can talk a little bit of TMNT if he wants to. So Frank is the same age as most of us, and he's been in the Power Rangers since we have. I know that you also have some other big comic books behind you. Do you have the first Doctor Doom back there?
I do. I'm not going to get up and get it because I'm lazy, but just over the Megazord, it's not very clear, so you can't see it, but just over the Megazord, you've got FF number 1. It's a graded 1/5 copy. It's signed by Stan Lee. It's kind of like the crown jewel of my collection. To the
Flex.
What's up?
I said flex.
Yeah, I mean the wall is all flexes. So
Yeah.
Next to that, going this way, I've got Avengers number 1. That's a 2/5 copy. It's actually pretty clean for a 2/5. I'm surprised it's only a 2/5. Next to that is First Doom, FF number 5. Going the other way, I've got a graded copy of my book that came out last year, No Heroine. Next to that, Sentai number 2. That was gifted to me by a retailer. Next to that, 2 copies of my first book, Dead End Kids, the A cover, and then the Ben Templesmith version variant. Those are sort of like my crown jewel books. And then I've got some of the original art above that. There's the Peach Momoko cover for No Heroines up there on the wall. That's the original art from that. I like to own a piece of everything I'm involved with, but I also like to collect beat up old comic books. Like they were meant for kids, and they were meant to kind of be folded up and put in the back pocket. So like it feels like a little more like they're a piece of history if they're not too pristine. It's also a lot more affordable. So
Yeah.
Low grade is better than no grade. So first off, Fantastic Four, sweet Stan Lee Sig, but let's talk about the Sentai 2 for a second.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you said that was basically a gift from a retailer. How awesome is that?
It was super awesome. So I've been doing comics. It'll be 5 years next month since I wrote my first script. So not too long, but I have worked a lot to build relationships with retailers, and because they're the people who buy the books and essentially pimp them out to the readers. So it's like good relationships to have. And one retailer that I'm particularly close with, El Rey Comics, which is out of Maine.
Yeah.
So Adrian over there, he had a 6.5 or a 7.5 graded copy that he had signed by all of the original cast that's still alive. So not Thuy, but everybody else, as well as the Stone Canyon trio. And then he got it graded, and I almost bought that off him, but it was just a little bit too rich for my blood. And then one day he was just like, "Oh, I've got an extra copy. You want it?" I was like, Yeah, I do. and he had to send me some books to sign, so he threw it in the package, and there it was. Like that's that. It's not that exciting, but it is.
That's very exciting. That's the opposite of not exciting.
You're right. Getting the book is exciting. The logistics of how it ended up happening are very underwhelming. Oh yeah, you want that? Sure.
So
that's where being a creative individual can get us. So that's where we've all went wrong, is we're not creative.
This platform is incredible for getting free stuff. All I have to do is put a tweet out when I'm at a con, and I will have a pumpkin spice latte in 10 minutes or less. But it's power that can be abused. So
now, do you still have that power? Like, be powerful enough to get a pumpkin spice latte out of season?
You know what? Kind of. I have had people who are Starbucks employees who are also comic fans offer to steal the pumpkin spice syrup from me.
Oh, enough said. Yeah, enough said. You're in there. You've made it, right?
I don't believe in stealing or piracy or anything like that, so I can't say that I said yes, but it was tempting. It was tempting. my next goal to use this power is to track down some of those Goni Montez morph variants. I'm still trying to track down the 3 Tommy ones.
The new ones?
Oh, the ones with like the swirly, the ones they use for the Kickstarter books.
So the I think it was like issues like 9 through 17.
Yeah, this was like
125.
14, 15, and 17, I think. So it's Draken, Tommy, White Ranger, Tommy, Green Ranger. They've just, I miss those by a mile, and they're so expensive. So if you're watching and you have them and you want to give them to me, I would greatly appreciate that.
Tweet it out, man. Tweet it out.
Tweet it out and someone will send it to you, man.
Yeah.
I will trade some Derek Chew covers. Like, let's talk.
Dang. So when did you start getting into comic books? Like, was it like as a kid or just like certain age? Or when did you start getting into comic books?
You know, it was kind of in steps. Without getting like too personal or too dark, I didn't have like the best home life growing up. And if anyone's read my book, Dead End Kids, like there's a lot in there about what I was going through when I was growing up. But because home wasn't like awesome, I did a lot of stuff that kind of like was escapism. Like I watched a lot of cartoons, I read a lot of books. And I grew up on things like, you know, the TMNT cartoon was probably the first thing I remember. That was 87. That was the year I was born. So I caught that when I was growing up. Spider-Man animated series, Batman animated series, X-Men, Power Rangers, huge. Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Like all these ridiculous superhero type things. I bought my first actual comic in 1997. So I was about 10. It was Spider Boy #1. It was the Marvel amalgam.
The amalgam, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Spider-Man and Superboy. And I bought that off a CVS spinner rack back in the day when you could do that. So starting to feel kind of old. And then
you bought stuff off the spinner rack. So,
but yeah, that was the first comic I ever bought. And then it was kind of sporadic for a while after that. But then when I was 17 or 18, it was my senior year of high school. Civil War was happening. And my local paper ran an article about Spider-Man's golden red costume. And having been a huge fan of Spider-Man from the cartoon, I was like, let me check this out. And I ended up pulling all of Civil War, all the tie-ins, and like it's been a wrap ever since. Like I've got more comics than I'll ever be able to read. And yeah, it's obviously been very good to me.
Wow. That was an epic answer. That really was. I went and peeped your Facebook profile since we're friends. Sorry about that. I saw that you went to college for creative writing. So did you know going to college that you wanted to write comic books, or did you want to write like novels or something else?
So I definitely like was into creative writing as a kid. Again, like it was a little bit of escapism, kind of writing shitty poetry as like a 14-year-old. And yeah, everyone starts somewhere. And I always liked reading. I like what books can do. I like symbolism and themes and stuff like that. Like the you know, the lit class bullshit that, you know, you have to learn. That stuff really speaks to me. I knew that I wanted to be some kind of writer, like towards the middle of high school. And I went to a high school that had block scheduling, which is like double long classes for half a year. Like, so 4 classes a day for an hour and a half each for half a year. And then second half of the year, you switch and do the other 4 classes rather than 8 classes all year long. And what that let me do was like customize my schedule a lot more. So like by the time I hit junior year, I had like all my math and all my science out of the way, and I could take creative writing classes and all the advanced lit classes and like really kind of soak in reading and writing. By the end of senior year of high school, I knew that comics was what I wanted to do. And one of the classes I took that year was like a modern American lit class, and we read Watchmen. And like, yeah, that was the first
You
time.
read Watchmen in school?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is
It was like, I mean, I don't think we'd be talking right now if I didn't, if I'm being completely honest. So that was like a huge turning point. So then I went to college and like, I knew what I wanted to do. So I kind of customized everything I did in college around the idea of making comics. So I had an English major, creative writing minor, a graphic design minor. I design all my books. I do a lot of the logos. So like that's been super helpful. I ran my school's newspaper for 2 years. That helped with like print production, learning how to do InDesign stuff, layout, managing like other people, which is when you do indie books, the writer is usually also the editor and the person managing production. So like all that was super helpful kind of building the skill set to do something like comics, because there's a lot to learn. I'm very grateful to Boom for everything that they're taking off the plate. Like, I literally just have to write the script for them and look at some of the art. That is such a better deal. Yeah. So yeah, and then I graduated. I did two more degrees. I have a master's degree in creative writing, sort of like a general MFA, and I have a master's degree in poetry MFA, which, believe it or not, is probably the creative writing that has helped me most with learning how to write comics. Just kind of like the rewriting and revising of poetry and like thinking about things in parts has been super helpful for editing scripts in parts, which still surprises me to this day. And then I graduated with that second degree in 2011, and I didn't write a comic script until 2016. Because real life happened. Jobs and meeting your wife and getting a dog and buying a house and all that stuff kind of gets in the way.
It really, really does. I understand exactly what you're saying. What's interesting is that you were speaking a lot of what I do. I'm a yearbook teacher at my high school that I work at, and before that, I was a sports editor at a newspaper. So I worked in InDesign all the time, and in college, I worked for obviously the newspaper, and TV, and all that stuff. Anyways, getting back to your stuff, you said you started writing comic books, and you said, was it 2016 or 17?
2016. So I took all of 2016 off from working a full-time job. Did a lot of freelance stuff. But the long and short of it is I wasn't happy at the job I had. And my girlfriend, who's now my wife, told me that I needed to do something that made me happy. And comics was the thing that was going to make me happy. So I took a year off, which was an incredible privilege. Like, not everybody can do that. It wasn't easy, but we did it. We made it work. And for that year, I studied comics. I took classes. I wrote my first book. I started going to cons and making connections with publishers and other creators, and like made every minute of 2016 about making comics. And that gave me a lot of momentum going into the 4 years that followed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because I was going to say, you had Grief come out in 2018. It was a Kickstarter and picked up by Source Point Press. And it's a story about the grieving process. I took notes here. And then you had Dead End Kids, which is kind of like your breakout book, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure.
And that came out in 2019. It was set in the 1990s. It's a murder mystery. And then most recently you had No Heroine, which is kind of a Buffy the Vampire Slayer type book. And you said that you really like Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a kid. You were watching it as a kid. And you have a really cool Peach Momoko cover for that as well.
Yep. All of that is true. I would add to that that Grief was nominated for a Ringo Award in 2019. It didn't win, but that's okay. And then Dead End Kids came out that same year, put me definitely on the map. That helped build a lot of relationships with retailers. That went to 2 printings for each issue. That opened the door to No Heroine, which I pitched to Source Point as an idea. No art, no scripts, no nothing. They thought Dead End Kids was they were impressed enough by that they said, "Do you want to do another book?" And I said, "Yeah." They said, "Okay, do it, and we'll publish it," which is a very rare thing in comics. So that was really cool. And then currently soliciting or releasing is the sequel to Dead End Kids, Dead End Kids: The Suburban Job. Issue 3 comes out this coming Wednesday, the same day as Heir to Darkness. So go pick both of those. And I just saw that Diamond has issues 1 and 2 back in stock in their warehouse. So you could theoretically still get the whole series. But yeah, and then those things really opened the door for Power Rangers, and like each one kind of contributed in its own way. I've been talking with Daphne, the editor, for about 2 years before the opportunity came along. And comics is funny because editors are almost, in my experience, all super nice, but they're busier than anyone you've ever known in your life. And being a creative type, like you get these doubts. Like, just there's so much self-doubt, and I'm pretty good about that kind of stuff, but even like I have it. And like, you don't hear back when you email editors, and it can be like really hard to kind of process. Like, you start thinking like, oh, they don't want to work with me, or I'm not good enough. And like, then out of nowhere, you get this email that like, hey, you want to write Phantom Ranger? Like, so it's funny. But Yeah, Dead End Kids. I handed Daphne a copy of Dead End Kids #1 at San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago, and I think like that was the first step that led to like everything that's happening right now.
That is an awesome story. That is awesome. I've been asking a lot of questions. I know you got to go here.
Keep them coming.
Does anyone else here on the panel got some questions here for Mr. Frank GOGOL? Or you guys like the teacher asking a question?
Or does anyone on the panel have any Goni Montez Power Rangers more variants for Mr. GOGOL? No.
Unfortunately, no.
I have all the helmets except for the one you think that I wouldn't have.
The white or green?
No, I have those. No,
got stacks of those at this point.
Yeah, you do, Mark. No, the Red Ranger Dragon.
Oh, the Dragon Shield.
Pro.
That is curiously missing from my collection as well. And the
Stay
weird
with
thing
Comics
is,
Pro money though. They're just waiting.
yeah, if I had been in comics a year earlier, I bet I could have 2 by now. But I missed that boat. Didn't know the retailers yet.
I would love to have one of those. I would love to have one.
Do you have the Beast Morphers orange one though?
No, I do.
I think that's probably my favorite one, just because the money for
story behind it.
Yeah.
That was such an easy buy.
That's awesome. Is there a like favorite cover of Power Rangers that you like more than any other?
So I'm not a variant guy, like by and large. Like I'll pick up variants by artists that like that David Aja variant I showed for Iron Fist at the beginning. Like if an artist I like does one, like I might pick it up. But like on the whole, I don't really care for variants. It's just like I don't need multiple copies of the same book. But Power Rangers is the one series that like it's just the right the people over in the marketing department, you know, Philip and all the people who are directly involved with making that strategy, like they just get it. Like so anything that's like a set like I'm such a sucker for. So like the morph variants, the helmet variants, the connecting variants that was it Dan Moore just did.
Yeah, those, and then also Steve Morris has done 2 connecting sets as well.
Yeah. The ones that are kind of I'm gonna miss at nationality of this, but it's either old school like imperial feudal Japan or
the Scott Wade
or that era China. But
those are the Scott Wade variants.
Yeah, those are really cool. The white and gold ones were pretty dope. So yeah, I'm.
You know which one's probably the dopest one that's been out there is the Burke Family 54 exclusive variant done by Hal Laren.
Yeah, you need one, Frank.
That is really cool. I like the pink, the Ranger Slayer one a little better. Like,
shots fired! Fired!
Does it have the Burke Family logo on the back?
It doesn't. Did those sell out on me? Did I miss my chance?
You know, Frank, if you want one, I'll get you one. It may not be a 9.8.
It's not a 9.8.
It's not a 9.8. But
then I want my money back.
But if you want, I mean, they are still available at the 616comics.com.
Shoot me a link. I am not too good to pay money for your variant.
Okay.
Unless it's a Goni Montez.
No, I don't give away Goni Montez, bro. Sorry about that. That's something I'm willing to do. No, I do agree with you. It was Draken New Dawn #2. The Hal Laren cover is sensational, amazing.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know like consciously who Hal was until Tuesday night when we did our show, and not to pimp somebody else's covers on your show, but when Ant from Bird City did his Magic #1 cover, and like
share it with the 616comics.com, which is a channel sponsor. So that's
all right. So then it's all good. But when I saw that Magic cover, I was like, I know this art from somewhere, and it's so good. And then I looked up the Ranger Slayer one. And I was like, yep, that's it. So it makes sense.
Yep, that's awesome. You guys have any other questions for him before we let him go here?
I will answer very personal questions too. Like, don't be afraid. Just be afraid of what you might get as an answer, but don't be afraid to ask.
Okay, I got a question. I got a question. Personal question.
Sure.
You saw my teacher last night?
I saw Mrs. Fisher.
Oh, cool. Sorry, my daughter just came in here. She's 6. Anyways, my question is, you said you had another job that you do, like that you went to earlier today?
Yeah. I work for a fintech company, financial technology. I live in San Francisco, so like that's the only kind of job there really is here. But it's a lending company. We do loans for underserved communities, so people who have a hard time accessing credit, people who don't have long credit histories in the U.S., visa holders, people who regular banks would typically overlook or like make very hard to get access to things like loans and credit cards and stuff like that.
So the Falcon needs to call you.
The Falcon does need to call you after the Falcon Winter Soldier episode 1.
Listen, I don't work in that department, but I can get you in touch. But for the company, I do all of their marketing, mostly search engine optimization. I run a team of writers who create content, and we, my main goal is to kind of increase traffic to the site. And I've been doing it for about 3 years, and I think when I took over, they were getting like 3,000 hits a week, and now we're up to like 600,000 hits a week. So like it's going.
Wait, we went from 3,000 to 600,000?
Yeah. When you have a large budget like that becomes a lot easier than if you're doing your own personal blog. And it's 3 years across 2,000 articles and kind of stuff like that. It's cool. Like it's my first job out of college was something kind of similar. I was doing advertising for my college, and it was a lot of copywriting. Like that was what I thought I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to write professionally in a non-creative way. And in that job, I learned SEO and kind of like how to do, uploading articles to blogs and stuff like that, CMS stuff. And then like each job since then has been further and further away from me doing the actual writing and more towards the technological side. The bonus is that those jobs pay better. Writing professionally is not something you do to pay bills. It's something you do to like supplement your income if you have another income, because just writing is just so underappreciated. Everyone should appreciate writers more.
I agree 100%.
So yeah, that's what I do for my day job, and it's cool. Working from home the last year has obviously been hard for the same reasons it's hard for everyone else, like not seeing my coworkers, not leaving the house very often. But on the flip side, I don't commute anymore, so like I have an extra hour at the end and beginning of each day to do comic stuff, send emails, write script. So I'm just it's been nice to kind of keep my head down and try and be productive while the world figures itself out.
That's awesome. Jack had a question for you.
All right.
How hard was it to sit on the Power Rangers news until you could share it? Being a huge Power Rangers fan that you are.
It was really hard. I've known Matt was the Green Ranger since November, since like the beginning of November. I knew that Ecliptor and Astronomer were coming to issue 5 since then. I knew what was happening in the issue that comes out next week. I knew that the Phantom Ranger was coming back. I know who the Phantom Ranger is, and I'm not going to tell you guys.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, no, it's been really hard, like to balance the wanting to be a fan and like tell everybody because it's awesome. But also like trying to be a professional. I've definitely felt that it is easier to not say it for the sake of being a professional though. Like, I want more work with Boom, and the negatives of telling people any of this would be not doing that ever again. So that made it a little bit easier.
I like that answer. You guys got any other questions for Mr. Frank Gogol?
Butter side up or butter side down?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Is that regarding toast?
I'm assuming
sounds like it.
I mean, like, are we talking like buttery? Like, what are we talking here?
Butter side up or butter side down, man?
I'm assuming the way you put it in your mouth. Is it the top side or the bottom side?
Okay. I've never thought about it, but if I was going to think about it, which I'm going to now for the rest of my life, definitely butter side down. Salted butter.
Yes, it has to be on the tongue so you can taste it. 100%.
Yeah. I eat hamburgers and most sandwiches upside down, but that's like it's a product of how I pick them up. I pick them up like this, and then when I flip them, the bottom is the top. But that's where the ketchup is, and I like ketchup a lot, like more than is natural. So
if you ever come to the Midwest, me and Adrian, Panda Awesome 316, we are taking you to a place that is amazing. It's called Spangles.
is it a ketchup factory?
Yes.
It's a ketchup factory?
Yeah.
Their fries are great. They really
Okay. Listen, I'll eat whatever. I'm not like a small person, so.
Oh, well, me neither. I mean, me and Adrian are pretty big.
I'm working on it, but I can always eat.
Dude, I agree with that. I agree. Robert, Panda, Mark, you guys have any other questions for Frank?
Do you have any questions about the book? Spoiler or not? I won't answer them if they're spoilers, but I'll see what I can say. What do you want to know about Phantom Ranger?
So do we get to find out who the Phantom Ranger is in your book?
I can't say yes or no to that. I can say that you will learn things about the character that you didn't know.
Okay.
I have a question. Sorry, go ahead.
And this book, it's a prequel, right? To versus before he showed up in Turbo.
Yeah, I mean, timeline wise, yeah, this takes place before Turbo.
Okay.
Terrible was Turbo for you as it was for me.
You know what? I think Turbo is probably my least favorite season. Not because I think it's the worst. It's
What about
not.
the trains?
Okay, I'm going to say one thing we're all thinking about Turbo.
Pizza.
No.
Yes.
It's what is it, guys? Blake Foster?
Oh, Justin.
Yeah.
Justin.
No.
You know what?
I
Honestly,
like him in the show, and I definitely do not like him now.
I don't know anything about him as a person, and I didn't like him as a child. But like looking back as an adult, it was 100% the right thing to do. Like putting
Every kid wanted to be him.
exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way because he had a terrible haircut, but
So did every other kid in the 90s.
yes, I was one of them. I had a different haircut though. I think I just for me like the car seasons just don't quite do it for me. Like that, it seems too
Transformers.
that and like it's just like I see cars all the time. Like give me dinosaurs. Like give me trains. I guess. I mean, that said, like two of my favorite seasons are SPD and RPM. Like I just don't like the Megazords.
Interesting. So you've seen all of the seasons then?
I've seen every season except Dino Fury, obviously, at least twice. I've seen a few of them a lot more than that. And I've seen some of the Sentai counterparts. I'm working my way through Magi Ranger right now, the Mystic Force Sentai. I've seen Kaku Ranger, the one that season 3 is based on. I've seen Zaya Ranger. I've seen O Ranger. Zio's my favorite season, so I've definitely seen O Ranger. Yeah, I've seen a bunch. So I have an elliptical over here. I don't know if you can see it. Also, there's my other bookshelf. But when I go on there, I watch Power Rangers to like get through workouts.
Honest question. Who do you think was a more formidable villain? And you have to put him in context. Ivan Ooze or Master Vile?
That's pretty hard to say.
It really is when people think about it. Master Vile came in strong, man.
Well, that and like Master Vile has like 35 seconds of screen time total, right? Like he's got a Megazord battle, and like other than that, like he's kind of filling the Lord Zed role. Whereas like Ooze kind of has to swing because he's got really limited time on screen in a different way. I'd say I kind of think of them as like the same person in a lot of ways. Like they're both to me the season 3 villain.
They both destroy the command center. They both force them to get new powers. They're kind of like an analog for each other almost.
Yeah. My one regret is that Boom doesn't have the rights to Ivan Ooze. I think Fox and now Disney owns Ivan Ooze, so like he'll never be in the comic.
Oh.
No, you got to go get that Disney money they want.
Well, I mean, it's not like Disney can do anything with it. So I mean,
yeah, they can.
The Snyder Cut got made by fan movement, so
that's true. It did. All
right, so I got 2 hashtags for you: Ivan Ooze now and GOGOL Power Rangers. Make it happen.
GOGOL Power Rangers and Ivan Ooze now. Dude, we're about to make this blow. And the Burke fam was going to make it blow up.
Listen, now that everyone who wanted the Snyder Cut to be a thing has gotten their movie, we need to give them something new to campaign for. So this feels like the next natural step.
Dude, after having gotten the Snyder Cut, I don't even feel hollow. Like I have nothing to live for. Like I'd expect myself to feel. Like I feel so complete.
Give it time.
Dude,
Dude,
I think I'm gonna ride on this for a while.
you woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that.
Yeah, I watched it 4 times in under 48 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Did it get better each time?
It honestly did. Like first time me and my wife watched it, and these guys, I saw the picture of me. My wife took a picture of me while we're watching it. I didn't even realize it, but I'm sitting there like this, and I have like my shirt on over my head. Like I didn't even realize like it was just that into the moment that I was just like receding into myself. Like I was just, it was something else, man. And then the second time I watched it with my dad, who I mentioned to you, he's like big into comics and all that. That was just amazing. And then what was it? Last Tuesday, 2 days ago, I watched with my 13-year-old daughter, and the things that we see as adults, they see differently. Like her favorite part was the Flash. She told me that she was so happy they left his comedic moments in it, that the movie had been too heavy without it, and she liked the little twitchiness of him and everything. And at the end of it, when he does what he does, she literally starts crying as soon as it hits slow motion. And he leans down. She just tears start rolling out of her eye. I'm like, oh my god, I love this little girl. Like the movie just hit. Like if this was something you were into, it delivered 100%. It has its faults. Like I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10, but I will never even see that 1.5 that it's missing because of how strong the 8.5 that it delivered on is. So it was, for me, it was a flawless film.
Yeah, I liked it. Definitely don't go watch the comic book food chain episode from Tuesday where I talk about the reasons I didn't like it.
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Like I was saying then, like I was entertained by it. I enjoyed myself, but like I was saying earlier, I can't turn off the writer brain. So like if you stare too closely at that movie, things start to stick out and the lot stops making sense. But if you can turn off your brain or even not think like a writer to make it even less offensive, it's fun. Like it's definitely better. Like I think the Whedon cut was like a 3 for me, and like that was generous. This for me ended up being like a 7, maybe a little less. I didn't love the epilogues. I think that took a lot away from me. Like if it had no epilogues, it would have been a lot better. But,
now, do you look at this like when you're sitting there, like, I don't know, judging it is a bad term for it, but when you're sitting there judging it, are you judging it in the standards of a standard movie or a stereotypical movie, which this is not? Situation. Yeah. It's completely different. It's a one of a kind.
Sure. Well, I think that is a big part of what I liked about it. Like one of my favorite books is The Crow, and that is a book. So it's a great book. But about maybe 10 years ago, 10 years ago, James O'Barr, who wrote and drew the original, released an updated version with more art and new scenes, sort of his Snyder cut of The Crow. And I am all for creators getting a chance to tell the story they want the way they want, especially given the circumstances of like why Zack Snyder wasn't able to finish Justice League originally. I do think that it's a tightrope walk though. Like if some of the stuff that I was saying that doesn't work in Justice League is the product of having 4 more years to think about it, right? Like some story elements like Darkseid were added, obviously, and it's not a perfectly clean transition to that type of story. And some things don't make a lot of sense. I think if Zach had put out his version as the theatrical cut 4 years ago, it would have been like a 5 or 6 movie for me. But it would have felt like a more whole unit.
Yeah, he said it had been about 2.5 hours, and being able to go back and this being possibly the last hurrah at his universe, you know, he's got 5.5 hours of footage, and he gave us as much as that as he could fit into the movie with it working the best it could. So his goal wasn't to make like Citizen Kane. His goal was to deliver as much as he possibly could for the fans. This is total a fan love project. And like it said at the end, like for his daughter, you know, it was meant to be exactly what it was. And for that, that's why I give it. Like I said, it has its flaws, but none of them matter in context of what it is for me.
I think that a creator getting to put the version they want out into the world or the best version they can is always a win. And I'm here for it. That's why I watched it twice. I'm not probably going to ever watch it again, but I needed to see it on a big screen, so I went over to my in-laws and watched it on their theater, and it was awesome. It was a great looking movie, except for some of the shoddy CGI at times.
He has very stylized CGI, even in his best moments. That's just I don't know why. It's kind of his go-to. He likes that style. He's not always going for realism over style.
Yeah, it's one moment that stood out is Ares and Zeus kind of looked like extras from 300 that had been transplanted. It just looked like 10-year-old CGI, like video game quality. Everything else.
The scene when Steppenwolf first shows up at Chernobyl, the building behind him, you can it's pretty. That one catches me, and then also the first time you see Martian Manhunter is vastly different than the end of the movie, like the quality of it.
Yeah.
And he tried to hide it in a dark hallway. So, some of it I think that it was just like budgeting stuff that if, in a perfect world, he would have been able to tighten some of it up. But sometimes his style just comes out as kind of cartoony in a movie that's supposed to be so real.
Yeah. No, one of the things I said to myself going into it is this is a Zack Snyder movie and you have to accept it for a Zack Snyder movie and not want it to be Citizen Kane, right? Zack has a vision for these characters. Batman has a gun. Like, that's his Batman. Like, that's just how
awesome.
His Wonder Woman executes people. Like, that's just the way that
she's a warrior.
I mean, he did kill people.
I'm just picturing her turning around Maxwell Lord's head right now.
Yeah. But that's the difference though, right? Like Wonder Woman that was Countdown, right?
That was Sacrifice, the 4-issue series that ran across Wonder Woman and all.
Yeah, right before Final Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So she was left. That was like a note. That was
the kickstart of the problem.
Yeah, but that was Superman in Man of Steel, right? Tough situation, had to make a choice, right? This Wonder Woman straight up had a defeated foe who had just had his ear chopped off and like had no armor on, getting thrown back to a portal to his own planet. It was like, no, I'm going to cut his head off, even though he's beat. Like, that is categorically Wonder Woman, but that is Zack Snyder's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I don't think it's so categorically Wonder Woman anymore because, like, you obviously read some comics, especially with this kind of new guard rolling into DC of these younger writers. I've been reading comics for a little while myself, and I'm seeing a major shift in the characters and everything. And it's not for the worse, it's not for the better. It's just a shift that kind of reflect like the readers more. Like these, the whole Infinite Crisis thing was based off of comics have gone too dark. These characters have gone too far, and that was the whole premise of it, bringing back the Golden Age Superman and Superboy Prime, looking at the current state of comics, saying this isn't right. And that actually didn't last. Like, the comics have naturally gone more in that direction now. So I think it's kind of just the natural progression of them. You step over to Marvel, and that's like common practice. DC just has all these like major Golden Age characters that it's somehow been written into their core that they don't kill, they don't do this, blah, blah, blah. They're kind of inching them along. Like, I don't know if you read what John Ridley did with Superman here recently, but last week he made it like his burning desire to just execute a guy, but he knows he can't do it. Like all of a sudden Superman's burning desires to just execute this man. He hopes he says the wrong thing so he can execute him and not feel guilty about it. Granted, I don't think that was good writing on Superman. That's John Ridley, who's like just stepped over there as one of their big writers writing on Superman.
No, I get it. I mean, it's just I can't really wrap my head around a Batman who holds a gun and says, "I'm going to fucking kill you." Like, that's not Batman.
Oh, right. That was an epic line, though.
I guess.
Yeah. Talking about the nightmare scene.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was so necessary in that moment, though. He didn't have a gun either, and like pointed at him. I guess he has one on him.
Batman has a gun all the time, though. Look,
he should.
I like Zack Snyder's Batman as Zack Snyder's Batman. He is a terrible actual Batman, and that's just kind of how it's gonna go for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. I gotta show you something before you leave.
I got some rapid fire questions after he shows you this, and then we can let you go if you need to go. Jimmy Don Kerr style is my friend. Small Town Collectibles on YouTube. He's a good dude. He always does the 10 questions of someone, and then he does a rapid fire after. And I got some questions for you.
What do you got there?
From one fan to another.
Oh, nice. That is not in my collection.
Not in a lot of people's collections. This one's actually pretty rare.
It's it's not that the opportunity hasn't come along. It's that I clearly have opinions and like I have ideas about what I think. And for me, like a first appearance is the first book that a person is in, not a back page. So I have a full set of Crow #1 signed by James. They're not graded, but that to me is Crow's first appearance. But it's always an interesting conversation. Like I got a buddy, Garrett Gunn, who does some books, Franklin and Ghost, and some other stuff, Warcorns. He's a huge Hellboy fan, and he's got like 10 copies of the first appearance, like in the comics, but he's also got like a graded copy of like the Italian Comic-Con pamphlet that the original Hellboy like design is on, like before it was Hellboy. So like,
he looks weird with like all the little circles on his shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, and he's like skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's an interesting conversation. Like sometimes it's a little wild to me, like Hulk 180, Hulk 181, first Wolverine. Like,
well, I've got a 181, but I'm an advocate for a 180. I've got both Gambits. I'm an advocate for the annual. Like I'm a huge fan of words having proper usages. So the word first means first to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get like first appearance, cameo. Like it just I try not to care about stuff like that. I get the books.
It's a fun conversation at times. Now that one, I just got that back. I had it in a 5.0 CBCS, and I cracked it, had it pressed by a comic book _pressing on Instagram, and got it up to an 8.0.
Nice.
Sponsor of today's video. I forgot to put his ad earlier. If you need comic book press, make sure to hit up Eric, comic book _pressing, and use my promo code BURK54.
That's a good deal.
I know.
BBC used to charge us $17 for a regular book.
Well, just to point out, he just brought that up from a 5.0 to an 8.0. That's a huge difference.
If hashtag GOGOL Power Rangers want some comic books pressed, make sure to hit up comic book _pressing on Instagram and use BURK54 promo code.
Maybe we can get my FF15 up to a 2.5.
Ooh.
No, it's beat. It's so bad.
He does big books a lot though. He does GSX and the TMNT one first print, and a whole bunch of other big books.
That's the one book that is not in my collection that will be one day. We were talking about that a couple weeks ago. Ninja Turtles, even before Power Rangers, was my first love, even though it's not my biggest love. It's 100% the thing that sent me down the road of being a comic book fan. So like that's just got such incredible. Yeah, exactly. See, what is he holding? It looked very.
He's holding nunchucks.
Okay, that top handle looked like something else, and I was a little disturbed.
I still would display that proudly.
Panda's working on it. Panda's working on that variant game at some point.
Yeah.
We'll see if it happens. I hope so. I'll promote the crap out of it for sure. All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Let's do it. I'm going to give you rapid fire answers though, so they might not make sense.
Favorite turtle?
Raph, all day.
Favorite Ranger?
Jason Lee Scott, but the Gold Ranger version.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that makes Robert Flash 6792 happy. There you
My
go.
favorite. I actually met him in SF a while back, so.
I need to interview him. I'm so mad that Dustin got to interview him last year. Okay, off topic. Favorite DC character?
Favorite DC character. I'm not a huge DC guy, so I don't know that I have a favorite character. I have favorite writers and I have favorite like runs. Let me circle back around to this one. I want to give you an answer, but I don't think I have one right now.
Barry or Wally?
Barry.
Oh.
Not because I think one is better than the other, but I just haven't read any Barry or any Wally. Like
You grew up on Wally.
I didn't. I got into comics in 2006, like full time, and that's right around the time Barry came back.
You didn't watch Justice League growing up or nothing?
No, I wasn't a DC guy. Like I didn't read my first DC comics until New 52.
No, I mean like the TV show growing up.
Yeah, no,
Just
wasn't into
wow.
it. I watched Batman the animated series, and like that was it for me for DC.
Favorite Marvel character?
Hawkeye.
Wow.
Nice.
Dream?
Also in the collection is a signed Hawkeye first appearance. It's Tales to Astonish 63, I think. That was the first book I ever got signed by Stan Lee.
But going by your own standard, that's not his first book, though.
No, that is his first appearance.
Uh-oh.
First cover appearance, first in the book appearance. Followed closely by Iron Fist.
Nice.
Dream property other than Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers to write?
Buffy.
Oh, okay.
Followed by Beast Wars.
I think this will be an easy one for you based on what I've heard from you already. Favorite comic book that you've written, whether it's been published or not?
That I've written? Well, I can't tell you about the ones that aren't published. So that's I can't answer this honestly, probably. I think New Heroine, just for personal reasons. They're all personal to me for like a lot of reasons, but that one, like, I was a good enough writer by the time I got to Know Heroine, and I had something to talk about that was really important to me. So like being able to do my own version of Buffy and be able to hit those other two boxes at the same time was cool. And we're doing a follow-up series, and we're doing some really cool stuff with the character. So like it's like very present in my mind right now.
Favorite comic book that you own that isn't something that you've written?
It's not a comic book, it's a graphic novel, but I have a French copy of The Crow that I bought with my wife right before we got engaged in Paris. So like that's just a cool memory.
Wow. I like that. Let's see. Favorite movie?
The Departed, probably.
Oh, nice.
I have like a top 5 and it's constantly shifting. Like Jaws is on there, Alien is on there, but probably The Departed. I can't watch movies more than once usually. I can watch The Departed every single day.
Favorite meal?
Favorite which?
Favorite meal or food?
Shrimp and candy.
Fried?
Just any of them?
Grilled?
Steamed, like like a crab boil kind of jam. I mean, I put them in mayonnaise or coconut ice cream. I don't really care. I'll eat shrimp anyway. I don't even like mayonnaise.
What's your favorite candy then?
Reese's.
Okay.
Like anything with Reese's peanut butter in it is also up there, but like the standard. Actually, the Easter eggs, like or the trees or the hearts, like for some reason that shape tastes better than the cups.
Reese's plus festive.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, any of the festive stuff we always
and we're coming up to that 6 months of the year where none of the shapes are available, so I'm about to go stock up this weekend.
Oh, nice. Nice. Favorite YouTube channel?
Ooh, you guys are good. I like Food Chain, but what is it called? Strip Panel Naked. Which, if you're not familiar with it, it's the guy who does Panel by Panel, the digital magazine that's like comics focused. But he does, I think once a month, he'll do a kind of comic craft breakdown video, which is pretty cool. So he'll pick an issue and like something cool it does with narration or the art, and he'll kind of break it down. And it's like really smart and really like well done. Like the production value is super high, and like I'm constantly stealing shit from there. So like, that's just, I go to YouTube for information.
That sounds like Comic Tropes, which is Ryan New Guy's favorite.
It's a little bit like Comic Tropes.
Comic Tropes is fantastic.
I'm not a fan of Comic Tropes.
Maybe you'll like Strip Panel Naked. It's got a cool name.
Okay, we have a couple questions from the chat here. Frank, what would be your first project you would like to develop, live action or animation?
All of my books that I have right now probably lend themselves to being like Netflix style TV shows, 8-episode seasons, like No Heroine, Dead End Kids for sure, HBO Max maybe. So like if I was gonna pick something, it would be TV. I don't really like movies as a format as much because it's very like kind of paint by numbers. That's really diminishing of movies, but like 2 hours is not a lot of room to do a lot of cool things, but 8 hours is. Like, look at what Zack Snyder could do with 4 hours versus 2 hours, right? Like,
right.
That just is a little more interesting to me. Movies are great. I can only watch one movie multiple times, though.
And the most important question, no doubt.
Pikachu. No, just kidding.
Sleeves or no sleeves?
So I have a complicated relationship with tank tops. I grew up on the Jersey Shore, so I wore tank tops. But now that I live somewhere where I live in California and I live in San Francisco, but it is not as warm as you think it is here. It's usually about 60, so it's not really tank top weather. So I haven't worn tank top in a long time. And then this past year, my wife showed me a show called I'm Sorry with Andrea Savage. It's a comedy. It's pretty good. You guys should check it out. I think it's got 2 seasons. But there's like a running joke in there about how terrible tank tops are, and now that's all I can think of. So you might not like it, actually.
I love watching the Jersey Shore, though. I'll be honest, that is my guilty pleasure. I love that show.
I went to a college called Monmouth University, which is right on the water in New Jersey, about 30 miles north of Seaside, where Jersey Shore was. And I was in college when Jersey Shore was on. So like every Thursday night, my buddies and I would drink a bunch of beer and watch Jersey Shore and then go to the bar when we were done. And I don't care how terrible it was. I don't care how terrible those people were. I don't care how unrepresentative of New Jersey they were. That show is incredible.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree. And we still watch the reunion.
Yeah. In the second season, they do like a whiteboard, chalkboard, and it's a hookup board, right? You see who hooked up with who, and like clearly everyone's hooked up with everybody. Sure. And there's when Beavis and Butthead got rebooted for a season, instead of talking over music videos, they would talk over Jersey Shore clips and other like MTV properties. And
Teen Mom, that killed me when they talked over Teen Mom.
Yeah, it's great. Go check that out. But they talk over that hookup board scene, and the probably my favorite joke of all time gets said. They're like, I bet if you follow this back far enough, you can find the origin of every STD. So good.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious and amazing. Wow. Yes, make sure you check out Frank Gogol's Food Chain YouTube channel. He has a couple other people that he does his weekly show with, and it's way more organized than my Thursday night chat. Like they have slideshows they go through and all that stuff. It's a really good YouTube channel. You guys should definitely check it out.
Appreciate that. I'm sure the guys appreciate that. It looks good because I do all the design and because I'm like really anal. Like I am doing those slides all day Monday and all day Tuesday and constantly like redoing them. Ant does all the intros though, and those intros are great. The opening credits, that song is just so good. So when you guys aren't watching this, come watch us.
Absolutely. And is there anything else you want to talk about with any of your books that are out or coming out, or anything else you want to plug?
I want to tell you who my favorite DC character is.
Oh yes, that.
It's weird. I'm gonna say it's probably Green Arrow, which is weird because I like Hawkeye, and they're not at all the same. But I think I got to think for Archers. But Ollie's pretty cool, and I like his extended family. I like Arsenal, and I like Artemis, and all those characters. In terms of books, plugs, shit like that. Like I said, Edge of Darkness comes out June 30th. FOC Final Order Cutoff is June 7th. We got some really cool covers. We got the Dan Moore cover on the cover A. I'm going to say his name wrong, but the Sean Yoon cover B, which is the connecting cover with the Era of Darkness cover B. We've got the Ricardo Vincenzo Riccardi C cover. Or no, that's the 125, and then the Derek Chu 1 in 50, which is incredible. It's still crazy to me that there's a book with my name on it that Derek Chu drew the cover of. So like, that's not lost on me. So go order that if you're a Power Rangers fan. If you're not, go order it anyway so I look good. Dead End Kids is coming out right now. You can go pick up episode issue 3 on Wednesday next week when you grab Era of Darkness. Yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up. I do have, I'll give you guys like a small exclusive since I'm here. I do have a Power Rangers adjacent-ish creator-owned book coming out later this year that I actually wrote before I got the Power Rangers gig. So it was kind of had to get a little bit adjusted as we went. Cause I was like, I'm never going to get the right Power Rangers. Let me write my kind of version of Power Rangers. But then I did. So now we've got a book coming that is, imagine Power Rangers meets Alien. Which I guess Ryan just did. It's different.
I'm trying to get Ryan on my channel, man. He said yes, he'd come on, a while ago, and then every time I try to message him, he hasn't responded.
Ryan is very, very seldom like on his Twitter messages or anything like that. Like I like to think he doesn't hate me. I don't know, maybe he does. But like I'll shoot him a Twitter DM every once in a while, like with a question for a story or to tell him something, and like I'll get radio silence. I wouldn't take it personally, or maybe we should both take it personally. I don't know.
Maybe
Probably that one.
You're a nice guy. I feel like for the most part, I feel like I'm a nice guy.
Ryan has been nothing but kind and helpful and supportive. He's incredible.
Is there no heroin 2?
Yeah, that it's not announced. It's scheduled for next year. Not solid when. Chris, the artist, is drawing the first issue right now. I finished the scripts for that about a week ago, so it's on autopilot at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
So that'll come out next year. And then Dead End Kids 3 is a possibility. We're going to see how this series plays out, but I'd like to write one more at least.
They in my Burke Family 54 Comics YouTube channel, they were saying, they're like, well, before I said that you were coming on, everyone's like, okay, regardless of who it is, we're going to act like it's Kyle Higgins. So we're going to ask Kyle Higgins questions.
Sure. How did I create Draken? How much time do you guys have? There's some deep childhood psychological stuff that's going to factor into this, and we might have to put on a pot of coffee. Some split personalities.
Who wins, Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Probably Green Arrow. He's got money. That's a superpower.
I'm rich.
And he's got a lot more trick arrows. And I love Hawkeye, but he gets treated like a joke in the comics, which is fine. Like there's a place for that.
Sounds like practice.
He just seems like he's primed to get hit in the face with a punching glove arrow. Like so. I like to be practical. I don't think with my heart. I think with my brain. But in my heart, Hawkeye would just slit his throat with the Ronin sword.
Burke
is dark.
Guys behind you. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Frank, for coming on. This was an awesome time. Definitely have to get you on again when that book is closer to coming out, man. Seriously.
Yeah, man. And then you guys can yell at me about the Phantom Ranger. And
yeah, we want
looking forward to it.
Yeah, so
this is my Game of Thrones. Like, let's do it.
We'll do a backstage hangout sometime, and we'll just let Frank just tell us all sorts of fun details.
All right, well, guys, thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
Definitely appreciate you coming on, man.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I appreciate it, especially the spirited debate about the lackluster Snyder Cut, and I look forward to continuing that conversation.
Anytime.
I'll bring my whiteboard.
Yeah, I can happily go into details.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Frank. We'll see you later. So that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Thank you very much, Frank.
Dude, you had Frank GOGOL on.
I know. You guys all guessed who it was. Like everyone guessed it. Ryan's like, well, then I guess it's Frank GOGOL because I was giving all sorts of hints, and both of you had already guessed that to me privately. So
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a really, really fun experience. And kudos to you guys for being professional and not finger banging a.
I tried not to.
Oh shoot, that was awesome. Hey, what's up, Aggression Relaxing? You just missed Frank GOGOL being on here. That was pretty cool. I still think we have time if you guys want to. Still think we should talk about TMNT Best of Mikey and Teen Titans Academy #1. If you guys want to.
I gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife is getting ready to go on shift, so I was gonna hang out with her for a little bit. But man, that was awesome hanging out with Frank GOGOL and just watching the heated debate between, Mark.
I was trying. I wasn't even about to turn up on him.
I know, but that was still awesome. Still awesome. I love that.
I was like, oh, don't piss him off, Mark. Don't piss him off. Oh shit. All right, thanks, Panda Man, and we'll see you Sunday, right, on your channel for a whole bunch of unboxings.
Yeah, actually, it's gonna be a whole bunch.
Holy crap!
I know what's
That's
in the
gonna be
big
a fun
one.
opening.
I know what's in one of the big ones.
Yes. So I've got unboxings this Sunday. Sunday mail call and hangout. Everybody's invited, of course. I know I'll see you guys inside the chat, but if you guys want to come hang out with me live, you guys are more than welcome to. I've got another video coming out tomorrow. Papa Panda got a grail.
What?
It's been one that I've been after for 2021, and it finally came in thanks to my boy Corey. So I'm excited. I'm going to do an edited video for that. So I'm really excited about that. And then
I know what it is.
There's been this hashtag that's been going around by,
Grow together.
Yeah, Grow Together. I'm going to be doing a Grow Together video as well. So that'll come out probably on Saturday. So I've got a video coming out Friday. I've got a video coming out Saturday. I've got a video coming out or a live coming out on Sunday. And make sure to actually go follow me on Instagram. So this way you guys can see on YouTube that I'm doing a 500 subscriber giveaway contest. So find out how to go ahead and enter into that. That's what Mark does best, baby. But I've just been having a lot of fun lately, hanging out with you guys and doing these Thursday night chats and doing my Sunday mail call and hangouts. Like, I've been having a blast with this community. So I would love to give back doing the 500 subscriber giveaway. And I would love to get more people into the Panda Pack. That's pretty much what the goal is now.
Dude, I'm excited for this unboxing on Sunday. I'm excited for you to be growing your channel, and I'm super excited about all those Panda Pack stickers that you got sent out. I got to find someone that can make some stickers way cheaper than Teespring for sure.
Yeah, and ones that are maybe just a little bit smaller, the huge ones that you got. I mean, that takes up my whole store folio inside. Like, there was no other way that I could fit that in there.
Yeah. Inside a slab, 9.8, Holy Grail. Yes.
What's up, Jay?
Go to that shop, please. Yeah, I think he's going this weekend. So.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm going on Saturday. I'm going to be helping do some stuff. Oh, look at her.
Hi.
Hey, say hi.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
She's gonna cry and she like smiles.
She looks so surprised.
I think I just pissed her off.
No.
Oh, I love the unicorn. That's awesome. No.
Oh my! Look at that.
He's
So happy.
I love it.
She's right at home in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
She reaching for mommy?
Huh?
She reaching for mommy?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think she's reaching for my Splinter and Shredder 2-pack up there.
Oh!
Give it to her. Let her do an unboxing.
Unboxing, huh? No, we'll see.
All sorts of slobber all over those action figures after.
Just call it ooze.
Yes. Robert Ooze.
So, Panda, are you going to pre-open those boxes and just already have them cut, or are you just going to go for a 24-hour stream?
You know how I do it. I open it on stream. One of the best ways to do that is just because it's like, I don't know, people could always say that I add stuff to what I got or whatever, but this way you see that I got all this in this one package, and that's just how I do my mystery boxes. That's how I'm going to do everything.
Do it.
You guys can see. Yeah, so that's what's up.
There we go. I'm excited.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. You guys take it easy. Have a good night, y'all.
Later, dude.
All right, Panda.
See you.
All right. Should we talk? So you weren't able to get Teen Titans #1?
No, I wasn't able to get the Teen Titans Academy.
Okay. So we'll do a spoiler-free review of it. Epic, amazing.
Red X died.
No.
So
We We do get more.
At least get an identity.
we get more information on Red X, and the artwork is incredible.
I'll tell you this: you're going to be. I read the book like I was reading a Where's Waldo. Like just when you start this book, you're wanting to know his identity so bad. We have the ultimate tease of teases in Future State where they show you his face, and you still cannot definitively know who he is, which I think is awesome. So the whole time I was reading this, every single panel that had students in it, I'm like double checking each one of their phases the entire time that I was reading it. It was so cool.
I loved it. I loved it, and I love that it built off of Future State because we do get some Future State stuff in there.
It had some sweet overlap, didn't it?
It really had some sweet overlap, and I loved the Titans characters in there because obviously it's Teen Titans Academy, so the Titans are, trying to get this new age of heroes in, so all the Titans are there, the former Teen Titans, and then also the Teen Titans, the current ones, are also in this book. It's a lot of fun. And the Red X element is
awesome.
Great. I give that book a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it was solid. Now there's parts of it for me that are a little standoffish, like the way that the youngest class acts. And it's not standoffish that means the book's bad. I think it's supposed to be standoffish. So like depending on how old you are when you're reading this, depending on what generation you really dial in with, I think you're going to take the book differently, which is awesome. So like if you're kind of like dialed in more with like the OG team, you kind of start to feel your age while you read this book. You feel the generation gap where you're kind of disconnected with the youngest class, and how like Nightwing's jokes were just missing on every level. You know what I mean? And that whole disconnect, it was really cool.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed Starfire in it, and Nightwing, and a lot of the other things that they talk about. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for Robert, but you're really going to enjoy it. You're really going to enjoy it.
Teen Titans, one of my favorite teams of all time. So
I wish
always
Wally would have been in it. I didn't see Wally in there at all.
That's a spoiler, isn't it? Wally's really, really busy right now.
He is really busy right now.
He should be on a satellite with a collection of heroes and villains and tasked with overwatching it. And we haven't even seen how that's going to play out yet. And Barry just passed him the torch, and so he's got big things going on these days.
I would definitely suggest getting it. I did not hate the youngest class, honestly. We don't really know them very well yet.
Oh, I don't hate them at all. They definitely feel like kids that I'm in no way connected to, and I don't think I'm meant to feel connected to them.
I got a. Did I say what book it was? I got a big book coming in tomorrow.
Yeah, you said it.
Did I tell you what it was?
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier.
Did I say that?
Yeah, remember it was what was it again?
I got a Grail coming in tomorrow. That's may or may not be Teen Titans related. So
I think that you actually did talk about that like about 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah, it's coming in tomorrow. I'm really, really excited about it. Like extremely excited about it. So for sure.
I don't know. I'm getting a mind of what it could be.
I think there's only like, if you know me, there's only 2 obvious answers. So all right. I guess we should talk now. TMNT best of Mikey. Honestly, I like this one. Honestly, all of them have been really good. I love the page quality of these. Like they feel great in your hands. And it's always nice to see the original Mirage micro series in full color. But I honestly enjoyed this one probably the most of all of them. And that's like me saying that I probably disliked the original Mirage story. Like I like that the least out of all 3 of these, which is not normally the case. Normally I don't like some of the new IDW stuff with their micro and macro series that they have in here. But honestly, the last story in here, the macro story, where Mikey basically is defending himself and the children against Splinter, who's been looking for someone to take him on. That was incredible for me. That was incredible for me. Wait, Mark, did you read it?
Picking it up tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I just spoiled it.
No, I don't care, dude. They're all old
Yeah.
stories. I haven't even read the Donnie and Leo one yet. I've read the Raph one, but I'm so far behind with turtle stuff. I read it all in trade. So I read the Raph one and I just put the other ones with my trades and just work them in when I can.
Here's a little art for you. I really enjoyed the art on that. You got like a full suit going on. I liked it. I don't know. What'd you think, Robert?
I thought it was good. I actually only read the Mirage Studio one. I haven't read the micro series part of it yet. But I always enjoy these reprints. It's always cool. Like you said, the Mirage stuff, it's good to see them in color.
Yes.
So, like the Raph one, it was nice to see the Raph one-shot one in color. So, but yeah, all these Mirage ones, it's nice to see them.
So now I just spoiled it for two people. That's my fault. I should have
It's
made
all
sure you
right.
guys both had read it. That's my bad. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! You guys, what do you guys got coming up on your channels? Mark, I know you got your Sunday live stream, but you have an unboxing or anything coming tomorrow?
I have to work on my day off tomorrow, so I'm probably going to try to get up early. On Friday, I do those really early lives every now and then. I'm probably going to try to do one of those in the morning.
Okay.
For no good reason. And Saturday is the new comic book day video. And then next Wednesday, I have the 600 subscriber giveaway announcement video that I'll be putting up, going through all the prizes and all that good stuff. And I just ordered something from Jack Kirby's grandson that I'm really excited about getting in.
You were telling me about that.
So I'm really, really excited about that. Spent more than I thought I would.
Robert, you got anything coming to your channel soon? I know you had an unboxing about a week ago.
Yeah, and I have a few more unboxings coming in. I went a little eBay hunting a few days ago. So I have like 2 eBay purchases coming. Nothing big, just one filler book and a cool little book I got. And then I know I have a 616 order coming in pretty soon. So I'll have that.
I need to order some more from the 616, and I got a mystery box coming next month, but I need to order some more. So, yeah, it's the book coming in tomorrow. It's pretty big for me. Yeah, let's all go watch Invincible. Let's all go do that.
Yeah, I've seen Tyler was in the chat. I'm about to, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to have to watch all 3 episodes. So I have time to watch Falcon in the morning, and I was going to reach out to him, see if he wants to go live.
Nice. I'm going to watch that and then I'm going to try to watch the rest of Falcon Winter Soldier episode 1 here soon. I didn't finish it. I was just up on Snyder Cut, man. That show was so underwhelming compared to the Snyder Cut.
It really was. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, my 13-year-old daughter, and I've talked about her watching Marvel stuff with you before, how like I might not be blown away by it, but I'll sit there and watch it with her and see how she reacts to it. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. They got the exact reaction they were going for. Like my daughter was just rude and odd. She cried 3 different times during the Snyder Cut, and halfway through it, she looked at me and she said, Marvel doesn't do this. I'm like, no, baby, they do not.
Nope, they do not.
It's just that they're not trying to do the same thing in this situation. And that just hit different, man. It really did. That was an experience.
Like my favorite part, honestly, of the whole movie, Manhunter, all the way. I just loved how they introduced Martian Manhunter. And then the end part of it it's like made you want more of Martian Manhunter to come.
And see, I'm so ready to debate this movie till the day I die, just because I enjoy it. You know, it's not just like it's just fun. You know, it's just really fun. And I was talking to someone, and they said that that bothered them how Martian Manhunter went to Lois because he knew that she needed to be there when Superman woke up and this. And I'm like, dude, that isn't why he was there. Like, it was the general, man, the general that's been through all of these movies with Lois. And if you go back and watch Batman versus Superman, like they were confidants of each other. Like he put his career on the line to help her with an article. You know, they know each other. They saved the world together. Like he was there as a personal friend of hers who was concerned for her. You know, just showing his heart. It was awesome. I loved his character in that. The small parts, they were so monumental. In the end, dude, that ending scene when you went to see Bruce, that was like all the setup you needed for what's coming next. The anti-life equation's still here. We have to get to it first. Like, come on. He's the longest running Justice League member out of all the team members. He was there day one and ran the longest. Like he earned his spot in that movie.
Martian Manhunter?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
By far one of the most underrated characters.
Dude, he can go fisticuffs with Superman any day.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Lobo, and Superman. Just let him go for it.
Well, I appreciate you guys for joining me. And that Frank Gogol talk was amazing.
Dude, that really was. He was such a cool guy, Steve.
Like, he was so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
It's because of how he wore his hat. Like, you just know he's here to chill.
He is here to chill. And, like he answered all of our questions. And, like, I don't know. It was just – that was a ton of fun. And you can tell he's a big comic book and Power Rangers fan, too. Like, that was really cool.
I liked his honesty. When you asked him, when he was asked Hawkeye or Green Arrow, he's like,
"Oh yeah,
Green Arrow."
I liked his honesty on that too.
Like, there's a lot that you can tell from a person from little things like that. You know what I mean? That was just really cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for con seasons to open back up because I'm sure he'll be around. Because I'm in Stockton. That's only like an hour or two from San Francisco. So I'm sure he'll probably be.
Oh yeah.
Once start opening up, get that Phantom Ranger signed.
Yes, I want to get the 1 of 50 because that is a sick cover.
Yes, that's an amazing
I can find it for a good price. I'm going to get it for sure.
I think wasn't there a Phantom Ranger cover already? I think there was one already, like when they did the Forever.
Me too, Carlito.
I don't know if there has been or not. They're probably. Oh, I think he was on the cover of like those like ones where had all the different Rangers on it. He was on
that's what it is.
He was on like the black one. Hey, what's up, Dale? You missed Frank Gogol here for an hour and a half. It was awesome. It was awesome. Hashtag Tyler sucks. Yes. Hashtag Tyler sucks. Thank you guys for coming on. I had a blast tonight. Like it was kind of fun to change it up because we always just hang out, give each other a hard time, review the comics. But it was kind of nice to hear from a creator who is like our age, that's into the same stuff as us, and like I don't know. I felt like it was like you said. I think you guys all feel the same way. Like it was just a lot of fun.
I feel like he should be a normal participant in the Thursday night chat. That was just smooth.
I can ask him. He already has a Tuesday night show that he does. There's Tuesday.
All right, well, I'll just go over there and join him then. Whatever we got to do.
Kick off all his other panel members and just.
They can stay. Maybe they have valued opinions. We don't know.
I don't know if he's gonna let Mark on after they were arguing.
I think he enjoyed that.
I think he did too. I think so.
That was a good debate. That's for sure.
I've been hard pressed to find any like diehard comic fan that does not enjoy debating comics and stuff. 100%. That's like one of the biggest enjoyments about it.
I love debating John because he's so wrong about DC and the Snyder Cut. It's always fun.
Edward Scissorhand is a masterpiece.
No. Horrible.
Dude, I love John so much, man.
I love John, but that is a horrible take.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like that's just a taste difference. Like
I think so.
In all fairness, he gives the movie the same rating. Like he's not far, like he just chooses to talk about the elements, the missing elements, not the positive elements. He gives the movie a 7 out of 10, but he just spends his time talking about the parts that were lacking. That's just the difference in an optimistic versus a pessimistic approach at something. That's all it is.
I agree. Well, you guys have a good night, and thanks everyone for hanging out. And again, our Thursday night chat was brought to you by comicbook_Preston on Instagram. If you need some comic books press, make sure you hit up Eric, comicbook_Preston on Instagram, and use my promo code BURK54 to get free shipping back to you. And thank you to my channel members in the friend tier. We got Legion of Comics, which is right here. Mark, thank you. Remiku Studios, DJ Links, Flash6792, which is here with us right now. Comic Book Poser, Mike V, Jonathan Michael, Cardboard Crazies, Deep Dive Comics, Collectibles Lounge, Slaughtered Up 503, Jade Kuros, Kidrano Prince, Chip Gittler, Small Town Collectibles, and Dan Eckery. Thank you guys for being in the family tier and a friend tier. We have New Guy and everyone in the supporter tier as well. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out. I had an awesome time. And as always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's more.